Hello everyone. Looks like we're live and doing good. I can already see a lot of people in the chat room. Welcome to another AviationPro live stream, a special live stream tonight. I'm gonna reveal my new logo. Other than that, it's just gonna be a regular live stream where we can just hang out and talk aviation and simulation, and where you can ask any questions that you may have. Let me first welcome you in and check if everything is alright. Can you hear me all right? Yeah, I guess so. I think I've set everything up properly, so that should be good to go. There we go. Yeah, the stream is working. We got 40 people in currently. That's nice. Welcome in, everyone. Quite a special evening, releasing a new logo. And I hope it's gonna be fun. I made a little review video, kind of an exciting video with some music under it, so you can have some fun watching the new logo reveal itself. Anyways, let me just check something up here. Let me just make sure that the chat is working okay. There we go. Alright, so let's see who's in. I bet we have an international audience again. As always, there were some people in the beginning already. Welcome in, everyone. Alexander and Roy-san from South Africa. Boss says, I think it's something with an airplane in it. Well, it's a good guess. There has to be an airplane in it if it's an AviationPro logo. Pilot Pen is in, Bram is in, Ken Pryor, welcome in. Ethan, Fetja, Active Runway, CX001, Manflex, Hendrik is in, Pedro. Let's see, Mattia, Chronic Gaming, Utetten Esperato, Noah is in. There are a lot of people again. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you will enjoy the stream tonight and the review of the logo. I will not wait too long. It will be in the beginning of the stream, so don't worry. I'm not going to keep you all the way till the end. So but just to welcome you in. Some countries being mentioned right now. Reach you 5 out of 5. Good. Patrick from Switzerland. Henrik says, what do you guys think of the new United livery? Yeah, that's something to discuss, I think, for after my logo has been revealed. That's definitely a good discussion point. Kiku from Sweden. Ellie is in. Samo. Active Runway is from Ireland. Manflex is from Germany. Yeah, I bet you said that before, but I cannot remember everyone, where everyone is from. So I'm sorry about that. But just for the other people in the chat to know, the international audience, that's always fun. Germany, Illinois, California, Portugal, Norway, Iran, wow, England, and Poland, yeah, Kenya. That's, again, very good. So welcome in, everyone. So the way I just wanted to do this live stream is, again, I'll just show the logo review video. It's just over a minute, so it's not that long. Have fun, and then I'll just update my logos on my social media pages. So I got the Facebook page open, the Twitter page. You can find all those links in the description, by the way. So I'll update that. Of course, the YouTube logo, although that one probably won't update as quickly, and on my website as well. So then I'll update those, and then we have time for answering any questions. Who else is in? Ooh, a lot of people reporting in. Slovakia, Newcastle, Finland, Nevada, Denmark, another Slovakia, Dobivetje, South Africa, and Sweden, Amersfoort. Yeah, that is nice and close from here. So, of course, I got coffee, very important, keep me awake. So I'll say cheers to the new logo. Flameerde Cavia is in. Noah is from Norway. And Palermo. Your vacation. Oh, yeah. That must be nice. I'm not sure how good the weather is here. The weather up here, by the way, it was very good the last couple of days and weeks, basically. A lot of sunshine. Almost felt like summer, like 25 degrees sunshine. But now it's starting to get cloudy. If you know, or as you may know, it's going to be King's Day this Saturday in the Netherlands. So that's our kind of our national holiday and feast. But unfortunately, I'm afraid that the weather is not that good. So that's kind of a pity for King's Day. You know, King's Day is kind of nice. Everyone's outside and you want to have good weather, of course. So I guess we are 1 week too late for King's Day, because last weekend it was amazingly good weather. A few more that I will mention, and then we'll go over to the logo review video. Yeah. Let me know how the weather is in your location as well. That's always nice. Hoorn, yeah, it's also Netherlands. New Jersey, USA, welcome in. Canada as well. Germany, United Arab Emirates. Oh wow, yeah, that's good. So there we go. I think I've welcomed most people in. I'm not sure how many people are currently live. There we go, about 90 people. Welcome in, everyone. So yeah, let's just go ahead with the review video. I hope you'll like it. It has some music under it again, so turn up your volume or turn down your volume, whatever you prefer. It has a nice bass in it, so you might want to turn on your subwoofer if you have one. Let's see. Ethan had a barbecue in England. Wow, that's not normal, especially not for this time of year. Although I was actually in England 1 year ago, and we also had very good weather during that period, and we actually had a barbecue there. It was kind of with a group, and you know, we were just eating with a lot of people, but they actually had the barbecue on, and we could actually sit outside and eat outside, you know, around this time of year. It's pretty interesting. There's a super chat from Lentos Simhaus, €1. Thank you very much. If you have any question associated with that, feel free to leave it. Otherwise, thank you very much for your super chat. Definitely much appreciated. It helps a lot, guys. So let's see if I can answer a few more comments or questions. Norway has great weather. Good. Let's see, Prague. We have Prague online as well tonight. And let's see, Giuliano says Sunday I'll be flying from Sao Paulo to Zurich with Swiss. Oh, nice. That must be nice. That's going to be a long flight. It's going to be a long flight. I bet you fly the 777 then, in that case, of Swiss. Okay. All right, guys. The new logo. Now, let me just firstly explain. Now, if you know this channel, which has existed since 2010, I never really put much effort into my logo. It was either just an airplane or another airplane. And then I actually developed some sort of logo in 2017, which I also carry on the back of my shirt during the live full flights, which was fun. But I actually decided to kind of put a little bit more effort into a logo this time. Kind of a logo that can carry the channel forward in the years to come, hopefully. A logo that's kind of able to be dynamic. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And kind of a logo that can carry the channel's slogans of educative aviation with a professional touch. So that's what's going to be about. So let's see. I just want to welcome in Roberto. Roberto, welcome in. Glad you could join in right on time for the logo review, although you already know it because you've already given your opinion about it. So all right, guys. Now, as you can hear in the background, a lot of alarms. It's terrible today. If you live in the city, it's very hard to record videos because there are either geese flying about, or there are ambulances driving around. So okay, guys, so instead of listening to that, let's listen to the music on the review video. Here we go. Enjoy, and think about your volume. go. That's the new logo, guys. I can already see some whoa comments, so that's a good sign, I guess. Holy, wow, okay, yeah, epic. That's good to hear. I think those are positive signs. I hope you like it. And just if you forgot the logo, I'll just turn it on. It's been, kind of in the background all the time here. So there you go. That's the new logo, guys. I hope you like it. Thank you very much. I already can see a lot of comments about it, so that's good. Let's see. All kinds of nices and wows and very nices. An awesome job. Well, guys, that's definitely an awesome sign. Thank you very much. I did put quite a bit of effort into this. Believe it or not, I actually made it using PowerPoint. But it works, as you can see. And then also using my video editor, just made this intro video. And what I like about this logo is that it can be used, with the airways in the background. I can kind of make it more dynamic. Stein is in as well. Welcome in, Stein. Stein and we did together the simulation test a few weeks ago, so that's very nice. Good to see you here. Awesome. Let's say it's not a 737 MAX, it's actually Boeing 737. Well, not really. I kind of freestyled there. Again, using PowerPoint, I just took a top-down view of a 737, kind of went over it, and then made it into a logo. So it's not very accurately a 737, but it works. So I'm glad that you like it. Ivar says, very nice, suits the channel. Yeah, thanks. That was my aim indeed, kind of to suit the channel. And again, it's a little bit dynamic. I can use the background. I can change the aircraft when I want to, kind of make standby screens, standby videos. While waiting for the live stream to begin, for example, during a live full flight, I can kind of play around with this logo. So I hope it's going to be fun. Let's see. Michael, thanks very much. Yeah, it's all own work. So yeah, all made by hand, again using PowerPoint. Very simple, but it works. But of course, I drew some inspiration from other logos that I've seen coming by in the years. So it's not like this came right out of the bat. So okay, so let me just update the profile pictures here on Facebook. First of all, you can find links to my social media pages in the description. Let's see. We'll also have Twitter. There we go. And YouTube. And then also my website. So, well, website is really not that much. It's actually just the icon that you can see, and also on the home page, I guess it kind of shows up. Yeah, it shows up. That's nice. There we go. So the logo is up on all those. Save changes. There we go. And it will probably not show up very quickly on YouTube. It usually takes some minutes, and on YouTube they actually reduce the quality of the logo a lot. So if you really want to have a good look, you better look on my Facebook page. Again, that link is in the description. So I think there was a question about the music that's also linked in the description. So there you go, guys. The new logo right here. I hope you enjoy it. How much work did I put into it? I think I spent about 2-3 days, sort of, taking breaks in between, because you kind of have to get some inspiration. I did send it out to my patrons, and I want to thank my patrons for providing feedback. I want to thank my friends that have viewed the logo. Thank them for their feedback, it really helps to kind of get feedback so that you can make the logo look nice. So actually, first of all, I just had the logo clean without the airways in the background, but I kind of liked this airway structure. And it's for any patrons that are in, by the way, as you may see, the airways in the background have changed a little bit. They're a little bit different than my final update on my Patreon page. so I just changed it up a little bit. But you know, I think it looks pretty good. So I really hope this channel can carry the channel forward in the years to come. Alright guys, so let me get back to the chat. Feel free to leave any questions right now that you may have. There's plenty of time to answer any questions as long as my voice survives. Let me just go back into the chat, see what's going on. Well, a lot of positive comments. Again, thanks very much guys. Very much appreciate it. And also that you enjoy the music. Well, of course, that's not my work. Again, it's linked in the description. There we go. It looks kind of like a flight school logo. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. There's a super chat in from MidKS. That's 10 Polish. I think it's Polish. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure what that currency is, but thanks very much for your kind donation. If you have any question associated with that as well, feel free to leave it. Thank you very much, Richie, for the compliments. And let's take a look. Steve Ramsey says definite improvement from the patron draft. Oh, thanks very much. Well, glad you enjoyed it, and I probably post some high resolution logo pictures on my Patreon page as well for those that are interested. Okay. Let's see. So again, if you have any questions right now, feel free, and we can kind of interact. Any questions about aviation or about simulation or whatever, or about the channel. That it could also be, of course, Zloty. Yeah, that's it, Benz. Indeed, it's Zloty. So I think there was indeed a link sent by Benz as well about the United livery. It was kind of a coincidence, both United and this channel updating their logo, so to speak. So if we check the link that Benz has sent, it will probably take us to the United livery. What do I think of it? I'm not sure. I bet it looks nice in real life. It's very deep blue color, but I did not dislike their original style with the golden globe. I actually really liked it. When United took over Continental, I was kind of afraid to lose the Continental Airlines logo and livery because I flew it in 2008. But I really enjoyed the looks of the golden and blue texture. So they sort of simplified it. Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks a little bit too simple for me. I'm not sure. It could have, they could have added a little bit more dynamic by adding some sort of contrasting color other than blue. But that's just my opinion. So feel free to leave in the chat what you think of the new United logo. But again, judging from pictures, it's probably a bit difficult. But I bet if you see it in real life, I kind of like the Lufthansa logo. I think a lot of people were disappointed with the Lufthansa logo as well at some point. Because it was really kind of simplified at some point, also just switching to blue and silver. But I think it actually looks pretty good right now, especially on some of the larger aircraft, including the cargo airplanes. Let's take a look. Matusz is in from Slovakia. Good evening to you. Roy-san, when can we expect a flight from Amsterdam to Johannesburg? Express that new logo in South African airspaces. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, there's still a lot of regions that I have to feature in live flights, including Australia, Asia, and Africa. But Africa could actually work sometime. I'll keep it in mind, because if there's some event sometime, then it will be easy to join, because we have the same time zone, of course. CX001, have you heard of the flight Tampa Las Vegas came out? Yeah, I just read it actually. I did not check out the pictures, so let me just do that. We probably can go to FS Elite for that. So yeah, feel free to go to the website as well. I think it was, yeah. So let's take a look at a few pictures right here. It looks pretty nice from what I can see initially. I've been to Vegas twice. Once was in 1999, and the last time was in 2016, so that's a bit more close by. Yeah, it looks kind of nice. It must be a nice approach. Yeah. Wonder how detailed it all is. It looks pretty detailed from, you know, the initial picture. That's kind of nice. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure if I will fly to it. I don't really fly to the United States that often. So yeah. For anyone that's wondering, indeed, Flight Tampa Las Vegas is out. I think it was highly anticipated. People waited for that scenery a long time. Red One, hello. Yeah, thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed the logo. The Infinite Flight Channel. Are you a pilot in real life? No. Well, not yet, at least. I hope. I'm still in the selection process for flight training. So yeah, no updates about that, by the way. I'm just waiting for the next invitation, which could take 2 months or 3 months from now. So it's really quite, yeah, you have to be patient. But I took that into account, so I can, you know, invest a lot of time in the channel, and that kind of worked. You know, it allowed me to develop this new logo, so that's definitely helpful. And you know, when I still have time like this, I really enjoy putting that time into the channel, actually. Let's see. Will you be flying to Manchester on VATSIM again? Yeah, probably sometime. Looks like I have to catch up a little bit. Roberto, nice logo. Thank you very much. Regarding simulation, maybe you have already answered. Have you tried prepared version 4.5? No, I have not answered that yet, but yes, I have tried it. Yeah, it works very nice. I didn't really see any improvement or anything wrong, actually. I know that some people reported that the frame rates went lower in certain system setups, but I did not notice anything as such. But I did not notice any particular improvement either, not even in the night lighting, because I already have the Orbex lights. So yeah, it just works, but I didn't really see any particular improvement, unfortunately. But it's stable, and I made a few flights and it did not crash, so that's the most important part. Daemko, have you ever been at Slovakia? No, I haven't, but I do love to visit it sometime. I should, actually. That's been on the list for many years, but never been able to do that, unfortunately. I think I can fly from Eindhoven to Bratislava with Ryanair, but maybe it's better to fly to Vienna with KLM. Kiko, what's your favorite airplane livery? Well, that one, I think, the KLM livery, especially the orange Pride, is just amazing. The 777, the Papa Hotel Bravo Victor Alpha. Sebastian from Amsterdam, and that's close by. Joris from New York. Red One says, I'm from Morocco, and in Africa it's GMT +1, and we have 8C available at Casablanca. Yeah, good idea. Yeah. But I'm also wondering whether the southern part of Africa is featured often on VATSIM. I'm not really even that sure, but it would be nice for a change. I think there's a Johannesburg scenery. I flew to Johannesburg in 2006, so you know, that would definitely be a destination that I'd love to visit in a sim. Let's take a look. Italian Worlds from Italy. Welcome in. CX001 gets about 100 frames per second with default everything. Wow. I think I will get that too if I put everything on default, but it depends a little bit on where you're flying, of course. Rory Sang says, I'm 4 months away from obtaining my CPL. Wow, simming inspired me to reach my dreams. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and good luck on your CPL. You know that I put out the video of why we play Flight Simulator a few weeks ago. I think it's a video that a lot of people can relate to. That Flight Sim is really a step up towards real world aviation, and for me that's the same. I'm now taking those steps, and of course I hope that it will succeed. Yeah, it's awesome, right? It's an awesome hobby. And it's an ever-changing hobby. Let's see, let me take a look at the stream status. We have about 75 passengers on board. Yeah, looking good. And if you're wondering, this Saturday there will be another video. It will be a video about my favorite YouTube aviation channels. And then soon I will release other videos. I might plan some VFR tutorials for this summer actually. And I'm also planning on another live full flight on a Saturday probably. So you can expect something like that. And I think I will take out the 787 for that flight. If you have any other aircraft to recommend, I'd also love to fly the Dash 8 again sometime soon. So, Deco, have you ever been to an Eastern European country? Well, let's say Central Europe. I've been to the Czech Republic. I think that's as far as east as I went actually. I never went further east than the Czech Republic, no. So, yeah, Austria, but that's more west. But I've never been further east than the Czech Republic, unfortunately. Red One says it's a good step to become an air traffic controller in real life. Then after some time do flight training. I'm not sure about that. I think those are quite difficult to combine, at least here in the Netherlands. Air traffic control training is really quite an effort, although you do get paid. So, if you're young, if you have the time, it's probably useful. But yeah, it never hurts, at least on VATSIM to experience both sides of the aviation spectrum by both becoming a controller and a pilot, a virtual pilot. It definitely helps. It has helped me a lot, with phraseology. Let's take a look. Sander says, thank you so much for making these videos. Well, you're welcome. I've learned so much, and soon I'm starting my pilot education. Oh, that's nice. Well, I wish you good luck with that. MidKS says, thank you for your last video. I enjoyed the Polish fact training for S2 ATC rank. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. I hope you all have fun with training, in Poland. I might, visit one of your airports sometime. I do fly to Poland every once in a while, Warsaw, Krakow, and maybe I should explore some of the other cities as well. Flying some local European, Eastern European or Central European flights. Let's see, any more questions? Let's see how Facebook is doing. Let's see actually on YouTube if my logo has refreshed yet. No, I don't think so. But on YouTube or on Facebook it has. So yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, and Twitter is also live. Yeah, looking good. So yeah, I hope YouTube will update it and so you can actually see the logo on YouTube what my channel is about. That would be nice. But we'll give it some time. Let's take a look. Let's see what kind of questions I missed. CX001, next flight should be in a quality wing 787. Yeah, I'm planning on that. It's an aircraft that I never featured, so it would be nice. And I've kind of got the hang of it. I've actually been able to, which was a big factor for me as well, to set some keyboard keys using FSU IPC to control the different knobs and switches. So, of course, normally in the 737 I have the MCP, but in the old days I always used the keyboard to control the things like a mode control panel, so I can easily access keys. So I now set a lot of buttons, so it makes it more flyable for me. I'm not sure how it's doing in regards to crash to desktops. I haven't really heard any updates about that. But I think it's a little bit more stable than before. I'm just, kind of afraid that it will crash when I turn on the weather radar, because there were a lot of reports about that in the past. But yeah, I have the latest version, so I hope it will be okay. Let's see. Sean is in. Let's take a look. Hello, Evert. FS Development Group has a decent Cape Town scenery for South Africa, and VATSIM events are usually Wednesday evenings at about 17:30 Zulu, and new pilot training usually at Mondays and Thursdays at about 16:30 Zulu. Oh, I will check that out. So that's yeah. that would be doable. I mean, it doesn't hurt to do a stream on a Wednesday evening for a change. So I'll definitely consider that. I'll just have to take a look a little bit more often at things like VetMap to, check it out, what the actual activity is. Or I could maybe request some ATC. Normally I don't do that. I don't request ATC. I kind of want to keep it a surprise, and prevent people from joining the flight without reason, without preparation. So yeah. The infinite flight channel. Well, that's a philosophical question. Do you think robots will take our place in the future? Well, let's say first of all, I hope not. I mean, there's always a big debate, with regards to automation versus the human, input. As long as we don't have proper driving cars, I don't think we'll see proper flying airplanes. I mean, look at the Tesla models, for example. There have been quite a few accidents actually, and as long as stuff like that is not working properly, then let alone letting an airplane work properly, having to land in very windy conditions at all times without any human input. So I don't think in our lifetime, and I certainly do not hope that within our lifetime we'll actually see, any robots taking over our place. Another super chat from, and again, Lento Simhouse. Have you ever been to Finland? No, never been to Finland either. Not in real life, at least. So that's also still on the list. I've been to Norway and to Denmark, but never visited Sweden or Finland before. Not yet. So I'd love to visit sometime. I really like Scandinavia, at least from what I saw in Norway. Really beautiful landscapes. Love to check that out again sometime soon. But anyways, thanks again for your kind super chats. Definitely helps the channel. Deku asks, what do you think is the most crowded European airport in VATSIM? Germany is online quite often. Frankfurt maybe. Amsterdam is usually quite busy as well, and London. Kind of like in real life, those airports are very busy as well. So London. I think London Gatwick is more often online, but I'm not sure. But I think Frankfurt is a very good candidate as well. Okay. Apple Mac, did you ever fly with Transavia? In real life, no. I've never flown with Transavia, actually. No. It's Telex is in, welcome in. And where the airplane is from, it's from a KLM shop. I had some air miles left that I could not spend on another flight anymore, so I decided to, spend them on a nice aircraft model. So it's from the KLM shop, which you can order either for home delivery, or they deliver your product, whether it be an aircraft model or a KLM USB stick. They will deliver it at when you're actually flying their airline. So it will be delivered during your flight. That's also an option. Mo asks, what Airbus planes have you been on, if any, in real life? Well, good question. Well, actually only one. It was the A330 from Delta, flying from Amsterdam to Seattle. But other than that, I've not flown in any Airbus. I've flown in MD-11 twice, I think. That was in 1999, long time ago. Martinair, 737, 747, Fokker 70, 767-400. Embraer ERJ 145. I think that's Cessna 172 twice. I think that's about it. I think that's about it. I've never flown on the 777. I've never flown on any other Airbus actually, so that's quite I was really happy to be flying on the Embraer 145. That was a really nice experience. Really, it flies like a rocket. Let's see. So Questions keep getting in. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate you interacting in a live chat. That's always nice. Definitely much appreciated. So let's see what else we have. Would you recommend the Alienware M17 for Flight Simulator X? I'm not sure what that is actually. Is that a piece of hardware? I've not checked it out. Sean says, if you're flying to South Africa, I'm clearing my schedule to join you in the air. Oh, then I'll let you know. Well, you will be able to know, of course, as a patron. Okay, let's see, what else do we got? Sam was saying good night. Well, good night to you as well. GX001 says GSX level 2 was almost completely useless. I don't have that either. I actually decided not to get it. I did try the demo, but it didn't really add anything. You know, usually, you know, during my own flights, I don't look at the passengers boarding in the first place. You know, I don't even hook up the gates. Actually, most of the time, I really focus on, you know, getting the airplane ready, getting the flight management system ready. So I really don't deal with any that kind of stuff. The only real reason I'm using GSX is to you know, get proper pushbacks. So yeah, I know there's a lot of features in version 2, but yeah, not really worth it in my opinion as well. Matush, will you fly a flight with at least one stop in your future? Yeah, good question. I've been thinking about that. You know, making some sort of longer stream, maybe, you know, kind of an stream where you know, flying a short leg from A to B and then again from B to C, or just a return flight for a change with a little break in between, but then the stream will continue. But you know, I'm personally quite, you know, I would not say exhausted, but you know, I can really feel it when I, you know, been sitting in front of my computer and being yeah, I can feel it in my voice and my ears when you have that headset on all the time. So I don't really enjoy making flights any longer than that. But again, yeah, it could be possible with a good break in between. So like a half an hour or something. That's my coffee finished. Are you guys drinking anything, by the way? I'm just using coffee at the moment. I will switch to water now. Maybe something stronger later on, but I'm not sure yet. Let's see, what else do we got? KLM versus British Airways. Well, KLM, of course. I'm sorry, but... what's your favorite airport area scenery? Yeah, that's a good question. In terms of scenery quality, yeah, I mean, I like Flight Tampa Amsterdam, but that's a bit biased, maybe. In terms of scenery quality, that's actually a good question. Denver was actually really nice. Really enjoyed flying out at the airport by Flight Beam. Yeah, I don't know. And I think I have my answer. I think it's going to be Innsbruck by Orbex. Really nice, you know, very awesome surroundings in every season. You know, that's still why I prefer prepared, you know, having those seasons, so you really have that diversity. Flying into a destination like Innsbruck every year, I do really like that scenery. I think that's one of my favorites. It's always enjoyable to fly into Orbex Innsbruck. Liam, when will you begin your airline training? Well, again, that's still unsure. I'm still waiting for the next invitation for the selection phase, so to be continued. The Infinite Flight Channel, favorite aviation book? Ooh, good question. I'm not really a book reader, to be honest. I actually have a book about KLM. It's about you know, 100 years of KLM history and the history of its leadership. It's a Dutch book, so I don't think it's there's an English version, but I'm gonna read it, you know, also in preparation for the selection phase. Let's take a look. Sander says, where have you been in Norway? Yeah, I've been traveling kind of along the west coast, pretty much, a little bit to up north, all the way till Bergen, to the Preikestolen. I don't remember all the names, by the way. Maybe I should open Google Maps just to refresh my memory. That was in 2013. Went by the ferry from, what was it, Denmark, North Denmark? What's it called again? There we go. Hirtshals, yeah. To, I think, Kristiansand, or did we go anywhere else? I'm not even sure where we exactly went on that first leg. I think it was Kristiansand, and then along the west coast, kind of Bergen, then a little bit further north, Preikestolen, and then south back to Oslo. So kind of a round trip, really nice. Kind of staying 3 nights in every house, for a period of about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. So really, really great to explore that country. I actually made a VATSIM full flight video about Norway, around the same time, where I actually made a little bit of an intro using footage. So maybe you want to check that out. It's a flight from, I think, what was it, Bergen to Stockholm. So you can see some pictures of my holiday. Really nice. Let's take a look. Dan likes the new logo. Mr. Switch likes the new logo. Thank you very much. That was what this live stream was initially about. You could almost forget it, but it's still here. You can check it out. It will be on YouTube again as well soon. So, do you like support Ajax? No, I'm from Rotterdam. I support Feyenoord, I'm afraid. Well, I'm not really a football fanatic, so I'm not really bound to anything actually. But if I have to pick something, it will be Feyenoord, I'm afraid. Ooh, red one. Last time we've flown the 767 in the sim. Yeah, I think it was FS9, or was it prepared? I'm not sure. No, I don't think I got that for prepared. No, I think it's gonna be FS9. Yeah, really sad to not see a nice 767 in prepared yet. I just love that airplane. It would be really nice if something like PMDG would develop that sometime for prepared. Let's see. Sean is drinking Windhoek Lager. Wow, local beverage. That's nice. I enjoy good beer usually, or good whiskey, but I don't have any beer currently. So yeah, but I enjoy good quality beers. I'm a quality versus quantity person. Also on VATSIM, as you know. Fetja says, let's see, Ivar is just tea. Still waiting for the next beer to finish. Yeah, so Ivar is brewing his own beer, so he has to wait for that beer to finish. Yeah. I bet it will be nice. Let me know what it will taste like. Fetja, did you ever do, or can you do a VATSIM flight in the Zibo 737? Yeah, that's also still a plan. But it does require some time to set it all up. If I'm doing a live VATSIM full flight in X-Plane, I want to, let it look properly, kind of, have some nice AI traffic and just make sure that everything works, that I feel comfortable flying the flight. But it's actually planned using the Zibo mod. Toga Trust has a question. Since you liked the 737 and you said that you would like to fly for KLM, my question is why KLM and not Transavia, since they're from the Netherlands too and only operate the 737? Well, I think, it's really a personal preference, what airline you fly for. I think as KLM is still my preferred airline, even over Transavia, but Transavia would be my second choice. KLM has 737s too, but I don't really feel like I'm bound to any aircraft if I have to pick that in real life. If they just put me where they need me, I'll happily accept that, even if it's an Airbus. If I can just fly for such a beautiful airline, I really don't mind what type to fly. I think current students actually mostly end up on the 777 as second officer. So that's quite a different lifestyle, of course. It's totally different from short-haul 737 flying. But, you know, I don't mind that. I really, you know, I'm really just, you know, looking for an airline. I'm not really looking for an aircraft type and basing my choice on that, I would say. But of course, that's still far away again. But yeah, again, Transavia would be a second choice. But I think Transavia, you know, if you really like that airline, it's a very nice airline to fly for, especially if you just like to fly nice holiday destinations, short haul. You know, it's a different type of flying. You have different types of passengers on board. You know, it's a different atmosphere. I think people, you know, who are kind of familiar with KLM and Transavia can kind of feel and notice the differences between the two airlines. With KLM being a little bit more serious, which, you know, I am personally too, I think, and Transavia being a little bit more, well, not serious enough, or let me just put it this way, not that they're not serious, but that, you know, they're a bit more happy. I don't know how to say it, but a bit more flamboyant. Is that the right word? No, I don't know. But I bet Dutch people know what I'm talking about. It's, you know, again, you know, they're flying holiday destinations. It's just a different character, and it also has shaped the character of Transavia itself, I think. Let's see. Yeah, there are a lot of questions coming in. Very nice to see. I'll try to catch up, see where I was. What's your favorite Boeing aircraft? Well, yeah, I again probably was 737, but I don't mind any Boeing aircraft, to be honest. Coaster likes the logo. Well, thanks very much. Glad you like it. Yeah, I can also fly the 767 in X-plane. That's true. So that would be a good alternative to the Zibo mod if I ever get into flying on VATSIM using X-plane. The Infinite. Oh, let's see. Deku, have you ever been to an Asian country? Nope. No, I have not been to any Asian country, I'm afraid. And Infinite Flight Channel, what's your worst ATC experience in prepared? Well, on VATSIM, I suppose. I never really had a bad ATC experience. Well, maybe in a VATSIM full flight a long time ago. I was flying from, what was it? Geneva to Copenhagen. That's an actual video on the channel. And the controller was a little bit, making a mess of the approach. So I had to make an orbit. But, you know, that's as worse as it gets. It's really not that bad. I've never really experienced any. Yeah, I've heard the occasional controller maybe get a little bit angry or whatever, but nothing that I can, just recall like that. So, Saas, you're welcome. Glad you liked the videos. Mufaso is Emirates virtual airline. Good. I heard they are partnered with VATSIM as well. I don't know. I'm not really into the virtual airlines, to be honest. So maybe you should check out some forums about that. Sean says the new logo is fresh, crisp, and to the point. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's definitely nice to hear, and I hope it will stay that way. And that I can also kind of use the logo in things like live streams, and maybe I've been thinking. Let me know, guys, in the live chat, how many of you are still in at this time of day. 59. I've been thinking about maybe doing a little bit of merch. You've probably seen it on some channels. There's this website called Teespring where you can very easily just, get merch items. They just print everything and send it everything. Take care of all of that. And I've been thinking about that. I thought maybe this channel is not big enough, but maybe with this new logo it could work. Maybe some nice stickers, or maybe mugs or phone cases with the logo, or maybe indeed a shirt. I probably have to update my polo shirt as well, so kind of a new style. So I've been thinking about that. Yeah, let me know if any of you would be interested in that. Of course, it's very easy to set up. I can just you know, paste a logo on a phone case or whatever, and you know, get it on Teespring, and then it will show up under my video. So yeah, but I'm not sure what the quality is. I've never used Teespring. I know people like Mentor Pilot and Captain Joe actually have it. So and it could also kind of work like a shoulder patch. You know, it kind of looks like the new logo kind of looks like you know, patch from the Air Force. they have all kinds of different patches. You know, it would be nice to have something like that as well. But I'm not really sure about that. But if you like any merch like that, then let me know. Alexander would be in for that. Coaster shot as well for a shirt or on a polo. Yeah. Thank you very much, Patrick. Or a pilot blouse. SAS would like to merchandise, but it might be expensive to produce compared to demand. Well, that's the benefit of, you know, something like Teespring. They just, you know, they don't mind. They can easily print whatever. I think. I'm not sure, by the way. I've not really looked into the details, but I have to check it out. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. And that is definitely helpful, that feedback. So I might consider it. I'll explore the options, and then you'll probably see it show up under a video, right? What else do we got? On drinking bottles. You could use it for your flight. That would be nice. Let's see. We got a super chat from Darren, £10. Thank you very much, Darren. Much appreciated. Definitely helps a lot. And Darren asks, recently got into FSX Steam Edition, and your content is really helping me get the most out of the sim. Well, I'm very glad to hear that. That's always nice to hear, and I'm glad that tutorials help. I know that I'm not really an FSX user. I don't have it installed, but you know, it should be really no difference. So I hope it really helps you to kind of get to know, you know, new airplanes, and especially if you're considering flying online on something like VATSIM. I hope these videos will help. So again, thank you very much for your super chat. Very much appreciated. Liam says, if you come to Paris, let me know. I'll take you for a VRR flight around the city. Whoa, that would be awesome. I'll let you know. I haven't been to Paris since 2000. Well, it's actually pretty close, but I should maybe visit it then, and then I'll let you know. Thanks for the offer. And SAS would take a t-shirt and a wall poster. Wow, yeah. I'm not sure what options are available. I think a shirt would be possible. I think they have stickers as well. I'm not sure if they have a very big wall poster, but we'll see. Sean would shut up and take my money for your merchandise. Okay, well, maybe that has dragged me over the threshold to actually do it. So let me explore this weekend, okay? Then you will see it pop up. Marius Bino is in. Welcome. Jude, where are you from? Well, I'm from the Netherlands. Let's see. Alexander says you could do personalized checklists, posters, and yokes. Well, yeah, something like that could work. Or, you know, if you have a sticker, you could post it on any. I actually have a sticker on the side of my throttle quadrant of a Boeing 777. You know, the Boeing 777 logo from Boeing. So that's kind of nice. You know, adds a little bit of atmosphere again. So yeah, if you have a sticker like AviationPro sticker, you could. You know, I don't know, stick it on your iPad, your joystick, whatever. So maybe that will work. I'm not sure how big those stickers are, by the way, but enough inspiration, I guess. You know, thanks very much, guys. That would definitely help. Red One, take care for now, and see you on the next video. Well, thank you for joining in. Glad you could make it, and see you next time. And thank you for your contributions to the chat. Coaster Shot says, you have only recently gotten into flying sims, and your tutorials are super helpful, especially because my knowledge was pretty limited. Well, that's of course what this channel is all about. That's what this logo right here is trying to carry as well, you know. Letting you learn more about aviation and simulation, you know. So yeah, I definitely hope that I will be able to provide the same in the future. Again, I'm not really sure about my own future. You know, if I hopefully get into flight training, not sure how I will, you know, schedule my videos then. But you know, it's still the aim to keep making videos, and especially in the upcoming months when I have quite a bit of free time to work on the channel. So, by the way, if you have any particular video requests or ideas, leave it in the chat room. That would be much appreciated. Or maybe send me an email with some ideas. Definitely helps. You know, sometimes I really need to take a break to come up with some new ideas, and I kind of, you know, plan my videos, you know, 6 weeks ahead usually, and I'm now kind of in the middle of my current schedule. So yeah, if you have any ideas, then it would be much appreciated. Let's see. Mato says, any live VFR flights with great views in the near future? Well, I'm actually planning on that as well. Again, I'm considering making VFR tutorials in late May and June, and then probably at the end of those tutorials I will actually make a VFR flight. I'm not sure whether it will be live or not, maybe off, well, on VATSIM, but then not live. And then yeah, maybe it would be nice. So kind of to, you know, step up from the VFR flight that I did a while ago, drawing the big 5 in the sky to celebrate 5 million views. I kind of like it, but I'd probably pick a slower airplane for the next flight, because flying the Beechcraft Baron is quite, you know, not difficult, but you know, it flies a little bit fast for some nice VFR views. You know, I think a Cessna 172 or something like that is still the best option if you really want to see properly outside, and if you want to, you know, really check your surroundings and, you know, kind of take it easy, so you can also explain stuff, right? Let's see, what else do we got? The Infinite Flights channel, you finished both your coffee and water. What will you drink now? Yeah, I've only got a bit of water left. I think my reserves are also empty. Yeah, so the only option within my reach, if I don't want to go to the kitchen, would be whiskey. But I think I'll leave that for later. I don't think I will do that right now. You know, we're still in the middle of the week, still have to edit the video for Saturday, so better be a little bit awake. Let's see. Patrick says, your video on how to become an air traffic controller was at the right time, because I considered to become a controller on VATSIM for Zurich. Well, definitely do that. A patron of mine is also Luca. Maybe you will get in touch with him. You know, he's actually working on becoming a controller in real life. I'm not sure if he's in tonight. But you know, it's great. It's definitely great fun if you really you know, want to see the other side of the aviation spectrum and want to learn a lot more about phraseology. Go for it. Pika says, why it takes a super long time to get training on VATSIM. Yeah, that's the only downside. You know, as a pilot you can join immediately, but air traffic controllers require training, and that's all, you know, dependent on people investing their own free time in training new students. So it just takes time. I'm not sure about the situation at every VAC, but it can take months sometimes to go to the ground, you know, controller level, and then let alone tower and approach. So it does require quite a bit of an effort and dedication if you really want to make your way up, at least, you know, till approach. You know, ground controller is fun. Tower controller, I think, is also fun, but I think the true fun starts with approach and center, because you're really dealing with moving aircraft, and you know, that's, you know, the classic air traffic control picture, which really works well on VATSIM, because, you know, we usually have a nice amount of traffic, which is very well manageable on the approach and center positions, while on the ground it could be a little bit boring, because there are really not a lot of instructions that you have to get. But if you really start vectoring aircraft and all that stuff, then it really becomes fun. So, but anyways, I'm glad that the video has inspired you. I did get quite a bit of views, so I'm hoping some people are considering to becoming a controller as well. it never hurts. The more controllers, the better, I would say, on VATSIM, because then pilots are drawn to those airports as well. Darren is currently trying to get my head around holding patterns, and your video certainly helped. Well, I'm glad the video helped. There's another video that I saw recently by a YouTube channel called Bolt Method. It's going to be on Saturday's list. Oops, gave that one away. Also about holding patterns, so maybe you want to view that video as well for a bit of a different perspective from an actual pilot. Let's see, we have Roy Sang, if you fly to Johannesburg, let me know. That's a bit further than Paris, but I'll fly you with my Baron 58. Ooh, nice. Just to enjoy your weekend, I'll pay for everything. Well, that's very kind of you. Yeah, if I ever get to Johannesburg. Nothing is planned, unfortunately, but the Baron 58 is definitely nice. Yeah, a very nice airplane to fly, I bet. Yeah, lovely engine sounds. Let's see. Toga Trust, what's your favorite general aviation aircraft? Ooh, good question. I think it's the Beechcraft Bonanza. It's kind of a classic, airplane that I always flew in my old Flight Simulator 2004 days. Satish 8299, could you say if you're an advocate of Lelystad Airport? Yeah. So anyone that's unfamiliar with Lelystad Airport, it's a small airport in the middle of the Netherlands, and there's a big political debate about Lelystad. Whether it should be opened, and they actually increased the size of the airport and I think of the runway as well to allow airliners to actually land there. And the idea is that flights like holiday destinations and night flights actually end up at Lelystad. But of course, a lot of people in the Netherlands complain about things, and especially about noise. So it's very difficult to get that off the ground, so to speak, about Lelystad. So I don't know. I've not really fully read up on the matter, to be honest. Regarding Lelystad, whether it's useful to use that airport. I don't know. I think I'm secretly an advocate for Schiphol Airport at sea. I know it's a ridiculous operation probably and very difficult to achieve, but if we really want to look at the future, I don't think moving the airport inland even further is going to work. I think I would really be in favor of an airport at sea. I mean, that's what they do in China and at the big airports as well. So I mean, the Dutch can do it. They can build something like that. Yeah, it will cost a lot and it will be a multi-year plan, but I think eventually that would be the best option. Yeah, that's just my personal opinion. So for now, I'll just stick to the flying, and I don't mind at which airport I land. Boza has sent in super chat as well. Thank you very much. £2. Damn, that new logo looks sexy. Well, I don't think I've heard that one before, so thanks very much. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks very much. And for your super chat, much appreciated. Very nice to hear. Let's see. Alexander needs to go to eat. And one suggestion, make a Discord group. Yeah, that's also something that I still have to do and discover. I've been thinking about making a Discord for patrons, something like that, if that could work. I'm not sure, but we'll check it out. Let's see. Sean Stoffel says, thoughts on real-world piloting schedule. Are you prepared for it? I worked for an airline for many years, and to wake up at 2:30 a.m. for flights is for a special kind of beast. Yeah, I know. Of course, I took those kind of things in consideration. I think, one big reason I want to fly for an airline like KLM, a Dutch airline at least, that you can, be at least, that your base is in the Netherlands, so that you can easily visit family. And yes, there are downsides to the pilot schedule where you have to fly at night and wake up at very weird times. And I took that into consideration. Otherwise you don't apply for flight training. You have to think about all those things and factors. But I kind of see a lot of things in life. I'll try to look at it from the positive side. And I think, a pilot schedule, there are many positives as well. Of course, you'll miss the, birthdays, more regularly than you do now. You'll miss the holidays more regularly than you do now. But, there's also more days where you're actually, at home all day. 3 days at work, 2 days off. 3 days at work, 2 days off. So you can actually spend a full day with maybe your family in the future. And that's kind of the way I see it. And personally, I don't really have trouble with waking up at different times. I can, I'm quite able to adapt to those kind of situations. I'm never really have trouble with, adjusting my sleeping schedule, for example. I just wake up and then get going. So it's something, that's everyone that's thinking about applying for flight training has to consider, because, it's something you sign up for. And yes, you have to be able to handle it. And of course, probably once you, start to experience new schedules like that, it will be quite getting used to. Like right now, I'm living a 9 to 5, a lifestyle, but it will be quite different. But, as soon as you build seniority, you will also have more time, or you have more ability to kind of, create your own schedule. You have a bit more freedom in that. So yeah, that's also a good reason to, fly for a nice stable airline at your home country, where you can have plenty of chance to grow and grow your seniority. So let's see. We've been going for over an hour already, so that's quite nice. How many people do we still got in? 42. It's kind of declining, but that's okay. A nice and small chat. I didn't expect it to be too busy, so that's fine. I think I will run for another 20 minutes or so. We'll wrap up at about 19:30 Zulu, something like that. So if you have any last minute questions, feel free to leave it in the chat room. Or if you'd like to support the channel with that, feel free to leave a super chat. That's always much appreciated. It definitely helps a lot. Let's see. Where am I? Ezekiel, how are you? Well, I'm doing good. I'm happy to release the new logo. Dominic Gaming, are you afraid of flying in real life? No. No, that would be bad if you would be wanting to become a pilot. I do have this tendency, it's probably because of flight sim. Whenever I'm flying on an airline, I want to go to the cockpit. I want to know what's going on. It's not like a fear reaction or something, but it's somehow this desire to be in control of the aircraft. See what's going on, because you know how it all works. As a kid, when I was not playing flight sim, I didn't worry about that. I just enjoyed flying. But yeah, I think most simmers and pilots to be can relate, that they really want to be in control of the aircraft. Of course, that the pilots in the front will do a good job. They're trained for it. But yeah, there's always this feeling that you want to know what's going on. I think. So no, I'm not afraid of flying. Never experienced anything bad, luckily. So yeah, flying is, I think, still the most safest, mode of transportation, even today. So, and even though the occasional crash unfortunately happens, as they always say, you're more likely to die on your way to the airport than when you're actually flying from the airport. So, I believe in that in that phrase. Deku, what do you think of the new Istanbul airport? I haven't checked it out really, to be honest. I saw a few pictures, but I have to look it up a little bit more. So I believe the original Istanbul airport is now fully closed. Is that right? Let's take a look. Walter, thanks very much. Glad you liked the logo. Patrick has to Go or not? No. They plan to build a new airport in Manila at sea, in Manila Bay. Oh yeah. Well, that's something to keep an eye on. I'm not sure how big that airport would be, but if you would move Schiphol Amsterdam Airport to sea, it would be quite big. A lot of runways, I think. But again, that's just an, a future projection, very far in the future. Let's take a look. Kika is the best. Hello, Aviator SA. Good afternoon. Yes, everything is going well. I hope the same with you. Dominic Gaming, did you already have an emergency in real life? No. Not as a passenger, no. Never noticed anything weird on an aircraft. Well, yeah, no, that was a diversion. Diverted for bad weather. I actually made a video about that a few weeks ago, about my worst flight in real life. So that was quite interesting to make an extra takeoff or landing at an airport that it's that you do not know. Marius, hey, you just got here. Did I miss anything? Well, I think you missed the awesome review video of the new logo. So make sure you watch the replay after the stream's ended, or maybe scroll back in the live stream if you want already. I'm not sure when I started it, maybe around minute 10 since the stream started. So, but otherwise you can of course view the logo up here already. And Sean says, good answer, so you're a special kind of beast too. If you're passionate about flying, you will do whatever it takes. Yeah, I think that's true. I think, just like with the training itself, probably, and, going through a selection phase like this, your motivation really helps a lot, getting you through all this stuff. And I bet it will also help you get through. If you really want this, if you really want to do this, you will get over those negatives. Even though, for something like an airline pilot, the negatives might be a bit more pronounced, especially early on in your career. The Infinite Flight Channel, best flying tip you've ever got. Ooh, well, if my very first flight lesson in Cessna 172, best tip was look outside. He covered the instruments with a map, because with my flight sim, with my flight simming, I just had a tendency to look at the instruments, but I had to look outside, and that's a very good tip. If you're flying VFR, look outside, look for other traffic as well. I remember one aircraft just kind of flying, right below us from right to left. It's very realized, VFR is really about visual traffic separation as well. It's not just about finding your way, but it's really looking out for other traffic, and that's still quite an interesting thing, I think. That you really have to keep an eye on other traffic and make sure that you stay clear, because especially in uncontrolled airports, you will not be getting any information regarding that. So look outside, good tip. Even when flying an IFR flight or when flying airliners, look outside, it really helps. Let's take a look. Satish, if you could afford it and if it was allowed, would you choose for a Mosquito helicopter? Ooh, a helicopter in your own backyard? Yeah, that would be nice. I'm not really a fan of flying helicopters in the sim, but that's mainly because helicopters are usually not very well simulated and prepared. At least I think an X-plane is better. But maybe I think I prefer to have my own runway in an aircraft. I think I feel a little bit more safe in an aircraft, to be honest. The Infinite Flight Channel, what do you think about the new 737 MAX aircraft? Well, that's of course also a very current debate. I'm not going to say too much about it because I'm not sure about all the technical aspects, and I'm not a real world pilot or technician, so yeah. But if I have to judge the aircraft itself, I think it's really it's a really nice airplane, even though it's very sad that these crashes have happened, and that the silly software thing is able to bring down an airliner like this. In its own right, it's still a very good aircraft, I think, and it will be even better once it went through all these checks and I think it will be a very safe airplane in the end. And I wouldn't mind flying on it. Absolutely not. One thing I do want to, kind of mention, I think it's very important to also look at why the angle of attack sensors actually did not work, because in the end that I think was a very big factor in why this MCAS system activated. So, why did the angle of attack? I'm not sure how often this happens in real life, but how often do the angle of attack sensors actually fail, and why? It will probably be very difficult to assess that from those crashes, because they really went down with super high speed, so there's really not a lot left from the aircraft. But would be interesting to know why the actual sensors failed, right? Deco says the Atatürk airport is now a cargo airport. Oh, I didn't know that. So they're actually keeping it open for cargo flights. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Apple Mac, does the APU go off automatically after pushback when all engines started? No, usually not. You have to switch it off yourself, at least on all the aircraft types that I know. Dominic Gaming says, I have a funny phrase from a friend. I'm not afraid of flying, I'm afraid of suddenly not flying. Yeah, that's what you should be afraid for. So yeah, I think we went through most of the questions. It's about 1/4 past, so I think we did very well. So any more last minute questions, make sure that you leave it. I'm just gonna check one more time whether the actual logo has updated in the meantime on YouTube. No, not yet. Did it update for any of you guys? I can see it in my top right corner. I can see that the logo has updated, but it's there on Facebook for sure. It's on Twitter for sure. Some new followers. Thank you guys very much for following. That's very nice to see. So maybe if I open an incognito window, you can actually see it appear. It would be kind of nice. Making a new logo reveal and it doesn't show up on YouTube. No, it doesn't show up. I guess I have to be patient. It usually takes quite a bit of time. So, let's just wait and see. If it doesn't show up by tomorrow morning, then I'll probably have to contact YouTube again. But yeah, I'm happy with the new logo. There we go. All right, so I'll answer a few more questions, guys, and then I'll wrap up the stream for tonight. Let's see. Satish says, Mentor Pilot says it's very hard to recover a trim controller when it's unstable. Yeah, definitely check out some of Mentor Pilot's recent videos on the 737. Very interesting information about the stabilizer trim on that aircraft and what can happen under the circumstances that the Ethiopian Airlines crew faced. At very high speeds, it's very difficult to manually trim, or maybe not even possible to manually trim the aircraft, and that's a big factor. It's quite weird if you think about it. I mean, again, from the simming's perspective, it's very easy to judge. We just have a trim button, right? Well, it doesn't work that way in real life, especially if you have to trim manual in high speeds. It's just impossible, apparently. And yeah, but again, just waiting for more information about why the angle of attack sensor actually failed. I would love to hear more information about that. Let's see. Some more questions. Wouter says, do you have an airplane that you absolutely want to fly? Well, not specifically. Wherever a future airline puts me, I happy pick that airplane. But if I had to give a preference, 737, hopefully, or an Embraer would be nice as well. Or any Boeing aircraft will do. And a secret wish would be a Spitfire. I'd love to fly a Spitfire sometime. An old warbird, at least. Something like that. Thomas asks, what will you do as a profession if you can't be a pilot? Well, that's a good question. That's also something that you have to consider very well when you're applying for flight training. Again, if this doesn't work out, I probably will check out other flight schools. And if it turns out that I cannot become a pilot, I still have my master's degree in health economics, so I could probably do something with that. It would be something in the health management, maybe on a governmental level, for example, working for the Ministry of Health, something like that. And then I could keep flight simming as a great hobby and run this YouTube channel next to it. So yes, I really made sure that I have some sort of backup, in mind as well. So it's not only that you have to have a backup, but it also feels good to have a backup, so that you know that even if you might not get through a selection process like this, or maybe it turns out on a medical exam that you have a heart problem and that you cannot become a pilot at all at whatever flight school, well then at least you know. But then at least you know in the back of your mind, okay, I have something as a backup. And flight simming together with an regular job, is a great alternative. So yeah, I feel pretty comfortable about that. Let's see, a few more questions. Still got 9 minutes left, so I can answer a few more. The infinite flight has to go for now. Well, glad you could join in. Thank you for your contribution in the chat. George asks, is being a military cargo pilot a good job? Well, I think it is. That's also something that you consider if you're getting into flight training, becoming a military pilot. But the thing about that is, there you really don't have any certainty usually about what you will do. Even if you sign up to be an Air Force pilot, they can put you in a helicopter, an attack or transport, or a cargo airplane, or tanker airplanes, or they can put you in fighter jets. So it's really not certain if you apply for something like that about what you will be flying. So, with flying an airline, at least you kind of you know that you're flying an airline, or you're flying passengers from A to B, which is kind of the same for every aircraft, of course. Alexander Patov, how do you correctly name the runway? For example, 24 right. Thanks and have a nice day. Well, have a nice day too. Is it 24 right or 24 right? No, it's actually 24 right. I've never heard 24 right, not even in the US. Even in the US they actually pronounce call signs by combining the numbers, like United 21, 22, something like that. But runway is actually pronounced as separate digits, so 24 right or 18 right. The only difference that you may hear is like, while in Europe we would say, for example, clear to land runway 04. In the US they might just say runway 4 or runway 4 right, or in Europe we would say runway 04 right, 04 left. So usually we add the 0 here, and in the US you may not hear that. So that's the only difference that you'll probably hear. But in principle you just pronounce the digits separately. Good question. Dominant Gaming, do you like military aircrafts? Yeah, I do. I do like flying the occasional military aircraft. Let me just see, by the way, why my webcam looks a little bit darker than usual. It's getting a bit dark here anyway, but I probably adjusted some settings right here. Does this work? Not really. Well, maybe it does. Hope the frames are still okay. It's a bit brighter. That looks a bit better for the final minutes. So military aircraft, yeah, again, I do like it. I do actually like old warbirds as well. Lovely. Just hearing those engine sounds, incredible. Let's take a look. A few more questions before we wrap up the stream. Ryan, no, I'm still in the process of doing that, hopefully, so to be continued. Toga Trust, you should fly one of the Embraer E-Jets on Steam sometime. I don't know if it's a good Embraer add-on for Prepared, but there's one for X-Plane. Yeah, I know about the X-Plane one. I actually have one of those. But there's going to be one for prepared as well, and the field there guys are actually working together with a company creating a new Embraer add-on, or at least an updated version of their original Embraer add-on for FSX. So looking forward to see that in action. I did fly the Embraer 145, 135 a lot in FS 2004, and I think it's really nice. Really nice aircraft to fly. Kind of like the Dash 8, without an auto throttle system, without a proper VNAV system, so you really rely on manual calculations, using vertical speed, for example. It's really nice, really a pilot's aircraft. Captain Sigan, can you explain how to calculate trim? Well, yeah, that's a bit of a difficult topic, I guess. If you mean trim for takeoff, if you have good software like takeoff performance calculation software, you will be able to calculate trim settings. But as long as you make sure it's in the green zone for takeoff, in the takeoff config, then you should be fine. And otherwise, during the rest of the flight, just use the trim to relieve pressure from the yoke. That's actually pretty simple. If you feel that you're pushing on the yoke all the time, just trim down and then relieve the pressure. I see an aircraft. Ooh, that's an, I think, I have to look, of course. Sorry, guys. Now that I'm seeing it, I bet it's a CityJet Embraer. Oh, no, it's not. It's actually Boeing 737 from TUI, flying from Fuerteventura to Rotterdam. No, nice. Another Transavia is coming in as well from Nador. So yeah, it's a nice evening. The clouds have kind of sort of dissipated. Well, I think they're still there, but they're kind of high. So, so yeah, I can nicely see airplanes arriving at Rotterdam from my window. Okay, guys, 2 more questions. Let's take a look. Do you need FSU IPC to program engine 1 and 2 separately? And in 747, yeah, you would axis 1 would need control 1 and 2, and 2 would control 3 and 4. I'm not sure. I think it's possible to do as well in the default controls. Actually, you just assign a 1 axis to multiple throttles, and in that way you'll be able to control multiple engines with 1 throttle axis. So you don't need FSU IPC for that per se, I think. Eric Bober is in. Howdy. Thoughts on the A350? Well, yeah, I like the looks on the outside, but I don't like the cockpit. I do like the sound on takeoff as well, though. So, guys, I think we'll wrap up for now. I want to thank you all for joining in. Let's see how many people are still in. Yeah, still 42. Is that still correct? Let me just refresh this page. Yeah, that's about correct. Yeah, nice. So, yeah, again, stay tuned for next Saturday's video on my top 10 aviation channels for YouTube. And I want to thank you all for joining in and giving your feedback on the logo. I really enjoyed making this review video. If you haven't watched it, make sure you watch it on a replay. I think it starts around minute 10. Let me just verify that. About 10 minutes into the stream. Yeah, about 9 or 10 minutes into the stream. That's when it starts. So you can see the nice logo review video if you haven't watched it yet. So, and other than that, you'll of course see the logo pop up here on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitter. Links to all of those in the description, as always. So, all right. Yeah, looks like we're doing good. Okay. So I'll say goodbye and good night to you all for now, and I'll see you on the video on Saturday. And again, I'll let you know when there will be another VATSIM live full flight, probably flying the 787 by Quality Wings. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it will work out well. Looking forward to it. And it probably will be on a Saturday again. Maybe multi-crew, I'm not sure. We'll have to ask First Officer Twan if he's available. But it would be nice. 787 is also nice for a multi-crew experience. Captain Kettle says, love the new logo. Good night. Well, thank you very much. So I'm gonna wish you all good nights for now. Looks like we're gonna be nicely making the stream 1 hour and 1.5 hour, so that's good. So to all you Dutchies out there, have fun this Saturday with King's Day. Even though the weather is going to be a little bit bad, I hope it's going to be a nice day anyways. And for now, I'll quit the stream, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers, guys, and have a good evening. See ya.